Hello everyone, if you're a student who is wishing to pursue BCom Honours or BCom Pass from Delhi University, then this video is for you. I will be taking up some of the doubts regarding the CUET examination, the eligibility criteria, the structure of the test, the syllabus, as well as how to go about preparing for the examination. The University Grants Commission has introduced the CUET examination to ensure that students don't have to appear for multiple examination tests that often coincide with each other, and also to provide an equal opportunity to students from different boards. The CUET examination will be a computer-based test, and it will be the single window of opportunity available to students to gain admission into central universities. The only exemptions will be for admissions to School of Open Learning, Non-Collegiate Women Educational Board, and foreign nationals. The CUET examination will be conducted in 547 Indian cities and 13 foreign cities, and it will be conducted in 13 languages to ensure maximum inclusivity. Even though the admission criteria is being changed from 12th board examination to CUET examinations, the reservation criteria still remains intact. The percentages for some categories are as follows: 10% for EWS, 27% for OBC, 15% for SC, and 7.5% for ST. There are also some supernumerary seats reserved for the following categories: 1% for ECA, 5% for sports, 5% for persons with disability, 5% for children or widows of armed forces, 5% for Kashmiri migrants, seats for PM Special Scholarship for J&K, 2 seats for nominated Sikkimese students, 5% for foreign nationals, as well as DU Ward quota for the following categories: internal staff, external staff, teaching staff, and non-teaching staff, as well as any other quota as notified by the Government of India. For your reference, we have also attached the reservation matrix as an example for the year 2021 to 22, released by SRCC, which is expected to continue for the subsequent years as well. The structure of the test is as follows. It is divided into 3 sections. The first section is the languages section, which will cover reading comprehension, vocabulary, and grammar. The second section is the domain-specific subjects, for which you will just have to study the NCERT Class 12th syllabus. The third section is the general aptitude section, which covers quantitative ability, logical ability, as well as general awareness. Now, getting into the first section first. The first section is subdivided into Section 1A and Section 1B. Section 1A consists of these 13 languages. Section 1B consists of these 20 languages. Maximum you can select 3 languages from a combination of Section 1A and Section 1B. Each language that you select will be in accordance with the requirements of the course that you select. For now, let us try to understand this with an example. Say there's an applicant named Shreya who wishes to apply for BCom Honours. She has to apply for a maximum of 1 language test as per the requirements, and she may choose whichever language she feels most comfortable with. However, there is another applicant named Shreyas who wishes to apply for BA Journalism in English or Hindi or Bengali. He has to apply for all of these languages in order to be eligible for all these courses. In that scenario, he can choose a maximum of 3 languages. I will discuss about the subject combination requirements in the next section of this video. Each subject in the languages section will have a total duration of 45 minutes, and you will have to attempt a total of 40 questions out of the 50 questions provided to you. The second section of the test, that is the domain specific subjects, will have two lists, that is B1 and B2. List B1 will have these 18 subjects, and list B2 will have these 9 subjects. The domain subjects that you choose need to be the ones that you've previously pursued in class 12th. For example, if you were a commerce student and you've had subjects like accountancy, business studies, economics, and mathematics in class 12th, then these are the subjects that you'll choose in your domain list. Each domain subject will have a test duration of 45 minutes, in which you will again have to attempt a total of 40 questions out of the 50 questions provided to you. The third section of the test, that is the general aptitude section, will have a total of 75 questions, out of which 60 questions need to be attempted in a total of 60 minutes. Overall, a total of 9 tests can be given in 2 possible combinations. The first combination is a maximum of 3 language tests, 5 domain subjects, and 1 general test. The second option is a maximum of 2 language subjects, 6 domain subjects, and 1 general test. In order to choose between the 2 options, the candidate needs to consider the requirements of the courses they are applying for. Considering the example of Shreya and Shreyas, in Shreya's case, who needs to apply for only 1 language, she can easily opt for option 2. However, in Shreyas's case, who needs to apply for 3 languages, he has to go for option 1, where he can give a maximum of 3 language tests. The marking scheme for these tests is as follows. 5 marks will be given for each correct answer, 1 mark will be deducted for every wrong answer, and no mark will be given for any unattempted question. Now, many of you may ask, what happens if you attempt more than the required number of questions? Say, for example, you attempt 42 questions out of 50 questions in the language section. Will you get more marks as compared to someone who has only attempted 40 questions? That will not be the case. UGC will come up with a guideline to consider any 40 questions that you've attempted out of your total 42 attempts. Because at the end, they will only consider the required number of questions as per the guidelines. Now, coming to the eligibility criteria for BCom Honours and BCom, that is, the subject combinations that are required to apply to these courses as per the Delhi University guidelines. First, let us consider BCom Honours. The subject combination requirement for BCom Honours is as follows. 1 language subject plus 2 domain subjects, at least one of which should be from list B1, plus mathematics or accountancy. This implies that it is mandatory to pursue either mathematics or accountancy in class 12th to be eligible to apply to BCom Honours in Delhi University. Now, coming to BCom. For BCom, you have 2 subject combinations that you can opt for. The first combination is as follows. 1 language subject plus 2 domain subjects from list B1 plus 1 subject from either list B1 or list B2. The second option you can opt for is as follows. 1 language subject, 1 domain subject from either list B1 or B2 plus the general test. Now, how to apply for both BCom Honours and BCom? If you observe, you'll see that the first criteria under BCom is already overlapping with the BCom Honours criteria. Only if you opt for the second option under BCom, you'll have to give an additional general test. Then you'll be eligible for both BCom Honours and BCom. I would advise you to give the general test, as it will help you to meet the criteria of some other courses as well, such as BMS, BBFIA, etc. The tests will be conducted in multiple sessions over a couple of days in 2 slots. Slot 1 will be conducted in the morning shift, in which a candidate can appear for a maximum of 4 tests. That is, 1 language test, 2 domain subjects, and 1 general test. Slot 2 will be conducted in the afternoon session, in which a candidate can appear for a maximum of 5 subject tests, which can be in 2 combinations. The first one is 1 language test and 4 domain subjects. The second one is 2 language tests and 3 domain subjects. The details of both the slots is available on the screen. You can look at the fee structure as well as the duration of each slot. Now coming to the syllabus and the preparation strategy for each section of the test. The first section is the languages section, which will broadly test you on reading comprehension, vocabulary, and grammar. For that, the first thing you should start doing is reading newspapers, and especially the editorial section of the newspapers. It will not only help you to enhance your reading ability, it will also enhance your vocabulary and boost your current affair knowledge. Other than that, for grammar practice, you can refer to some grammar books as well as refer to question banks provided by coaching institutes. The next section, that is the domain subject section, for that all you need to do is brush up on your 12th class NCERT books. The detailed syllabus of each domain subject is available on the CUET website itself under the syllabus tab. The third section, that is the general test section, will broadly test you on 6 things according to UGC. They are as follows: general knowledge, current affairs, general mental ability, numerical reasoning, quantitative reasoning, and logical and analytical reasoning. General knowledge will essentially have static GK questions, which will be questions like these. And current affairs will have recent happening questions, which will have questions like these. For your current affairs practice, you can read up on any significant happenings that have happened in the past 6 months. And for brushing up on your static GK, you can cover topics like Indian geography, Indian history, world geography, Indian economy, Indian culture, sports, science, etc. General mental ability essentially means critical reasoning that will test your understanding of cause and effect relationships, inferences, strengths of arguments, etc. They can have questions like these. For logical ability, you can try to cover all these topics listed over here. And these are some of the examples of the questions that you can expect under this section. For quantitative ability, you can expect to cover these topics written over here. And these are the examples of the questions you can expect to get. One thing to remember here for quantitative ability is that in the general test, higher mathematics topics like vectors, differentiation, integration won't be tested. Only basic math topics will be tested. A lot of free preparation material is already available on YouTube and some websites on Google. Other than that, students can also join coaching institutes for training and access to mock tests. NTA will also release mock tests for candidates appearing for CUET examination this year. Also, NTA is setting up test practice centers, especially in remote areas, for candidates to feel comfortable for the computer-based test mode. Candidates can register on the NTA website itself to get access to the test practice center facility, which is free of cost. The application forms for CUET examination 2022 have already opened up since 6th April 2022. A guide for filling the application form is available on the CUET website under the Information Bulletin tab, page 76 onwards. The deadline for submission of the application form is 6th May 2022 5 p.m. and for submission of fee is 6th May 2022 11:50 p.m. The tentative dates for the examination are 1st or 2nd week of July 2022. That will be it for the video. Thank you for watching. We hope we were able to clear some of your doubts and we wish you all the best for your examination.